Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? All right, I was sent this article and I laughed my butt off. I did. Because it has to do with New Jersey. And everybody, if you're new here, you don't know. But if you're not new, I'm from Atlantic City. Okay, so I when I saw this, I was just like, this is people are really, this is still a thing. People are still talking about this. All right, so, but it's also in Oregon. All right, so all right. People in New Jersey, we don't pump our own gas, right? And there's parts of Oregon where they don't pump their own gas either, and this is a serious thing, and I'll never forget, oh my God, when Sean and we went up we went back home to New Jersey, and it was like 2017 or something like that. And we pulled into a Wawa, and I have forgotten that we can't pump our own gas, right? So I get out and I grab my debit card, and he's like, no, no, hun. He goes, remember, he goes, we can't pump our own gas in Jersey. And I said, wow. I forgot, I said, I've been Floridaized, you know what I mean? I'm so used to doing everything myself. So the guy comes up, and Sean goes, fill her up, and he hands him the debit card, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? Give him my debit card now, I was like, and he like put it like right here, and I'm like, can I have that back? And I'm like, he's not giving that back fast to me, I want that back, and he's just like, would you just chill out? And I'm like, no, you know, but in New Jersey, it's been illegal for drivers to pump their own gas since 1949. Did you know that? Yeah. So there was a ban on self service gas that was put into place in Oregon in 1951. And although the state relaxed their restrictions for like rural towns just a few years ago, violators can be fined up to $500 for breaking these state laws. I swear. So the question then stands, why don't New Jersey and Oregon let you pump your own gas? All right, well, what happened to the days of like gas station attendants filling up your tanks, in the rest of the country? And it's a strange history that dates back more than a century. All right, it really is.
It's controversial to say the least, and it's a topic met with passion. Pumping gas in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, I don't want to pump gas. Oh no, 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 no. I don't like. I think gas, pumping gas creates jobs, and Jersey girls don't pump gas.
Assembly Majority Whip Carol Murphy from Cinnaminson is the co-sponsor of a bill that would give gas stations with 4 pumps or more the option to offer self-service gas pumps in addition to still providing full service. New Jersey is the only state in the country that does not allow all of its drivers to pump their own gas, while Oregon has some restrictions.
You come across is gas stations where there are closed pumps. Why? Because they don't have enough workforce to man those pumps, which creates long lines.
Self-service advocates say the worker shortage caused by the coronavirus pandemic has created a sense of urgency for a change to New Jersey gas laws. They say small gas station owners are struggling to find workers, thus cutting into their bottom line.
When they don't have an attendant, they have to close. And we've been experiencing more and more of our members having to close, sometimes in the middle of the day.
And lawmakers and advocates say offering self-service will decrease gas prices per gallon by at least 15 cents. But some drivers are adamant they don't want to see anything change.
It's a major comfort because you don't have to deal with the elements. The elements are the worst.
It's better and safer if they come to you and put the gas in.
And I'm told it could take some time for this bill to work its way through the legislature. But if it does eventually pass and get signed into law, it would go into effect 90 days after. We're live in Pennsauken, Jacqueline Lee, Channel 6 Action News. Sarah.
So the United States has experimented with self-service gas since the first stations were actually built in the 1900s. Yet it wasn't until about 1980 that self-service became a primary gas station model in this country. Okay, sorry, my cat. He's trying to knock everything over. So the earliest self-service gas pump in the United States appeared in 1915. Excuse me. They were designed primarily for emergencies or after dark when the gas stations were closed and people could prepay with coins to operate them. Yeah. So then full service gas stations adamantly opposed for self-service. And because they saw it was cheaper and self-service gas had a competitive threat to their business and wanted to limit this spread, right? So then fuel sales, they have a slim profit margin anyway. And gas stations, they made their money and distinguished their brands by offering like a variety of services like oil, battery checks, windshield wiping, and vehicle repairs, and blah, blah, blah. Then station attendants in full uniforms wearing like bow ties, and they filled up the customers' tanks, and a key part of the larger service strategy to attract drivers in like the first of the 20th century, and that, right? Then full service gas stations played up safety hazards around self-service, arguing that untrained drivers would overfill their tanks and start a fire. With the support of like fire marshals and stuff like that, gas stations lobbied state legislatures to pass bans on self-service. Then by 1968, it was banned in 23 states. And it wasn't until the success of like self-service internationally and a crucial change in gas stations, businesses, models, and stuff like that, that self-service began replacing attendants in the U.S. Then, excuse me, at this same time, like vehicle warranties began to stipulate that cars must be serviced at dealerships and not gas stations. And gas stations had to look for new ways to grow profit. And they moved to self-service, which reduced their cost and increased volumes on gas sales. And then they diversified in like selling food and cigarettes and coffee and snacks and other stuff like that, right? And then self-service ended up being more popular because it could create larger volumes and opportunities for other profit. And then gas station operators began pushing states to repeal their self-service bans. Then by 1992, around 80% of all the gas stations nationwide, they were all self-service, up from 8% just 2 decades prior to that. So despite frequent legislative attempts, court challenges, and opposition from gas station industries, New Jersey and much of Oregon, they still don't allow you to pump your own gas. Now, Oregon, their law, it says the public interest is to maintain the ban. All right. Allowing self-service would increase fire hazards, create challenges for the elderly, for drivers with disabilities, and lead to gas station attendant job losses. And that's according to their law. Okay. So in 1982, Oregon voters defeated a ballot measure to overturn the ban. But more recent polling shows that attitudes in the state are split. In 2014, there was a poll that found that Oregon residents were almost evenly divided on the subject, with 44% backing a move to self-service and 46% wanted to keep the ban. Now, Oregon relaxed its ban in 2018, allowing self-service for drivers in rural counties with populations under 40,000. But in New Jersey, the ban stays. And the state's reputation for lower gas prices. I mean, I know that like my family members who live in Pensy, they'll actually go down to Jersey just to get their gas. Yeah. So it's just a part of the culture. All right. And there is actually a saying that Jersey girls don't pump gas. It's the weirdest thing, but it's true. I mean, it's withheld the test of time. It's so true. So attempting to overturn this ban has literally been a loser politically. It really truly has. But record gas prices, gas stations, they're struggling anyway to find workers, keep workers, renewed attempts for this gas station industry advocates to lift this ban. So it's here to stay, really, in parts of Oregon and New Jersey. Yeah. All right, guys, that's all for this video. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.